should be reporting that.
And Candace, at least 3 media outlets reportedly have received ransom notes, ones that are not verified yet, as far as we know. What struck you about how law enforcement seems to be responding to this topic of ransom right now, which, not to be harsh, is the only thing that makes any sense?
It is the only thing that makes any sense. And statistically, when people Nancy Guthrie's age are kidnapped, it is for financial gain. The perpetrator is doing it for that reason.
So, welcome back to the channel, guys. We are discussing the Savannah Guthrie situation, crisis with Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother, missing. Jake Tapper on CNN is asking questions about ransom notes, and all media outlets are really looking into this. I mean, this is something serious. Somebody's mother was abducted. I'm also going to show you some weird reactions. We need to stop with some of the PSYOP stuff and all of that. It gets to be a bit much, but not that I'm not into a good PSYOP. I just don't think that this is one of those. But anyway, we're going to cover this explosive, sad story where, again, we are praying for the return of Nancy Guthrie to her family. And I also am going to show you clips of the family from CNN pleading with the people who have their mother right now, who've asked for the ransom. And I even have some apparent inside information. I don't know. It's up to you guys what you take of it. I'll share that with you as well. So please, let's continue to watch. I'll stop talking now, and I'll just, continue to plug clips that will, explain what's going on a little better. This is just a tragic situation.
In terms of all these people, first of all, it's a crime to make up a phony ransom note in a case like this. And we see this kind of behavior perpetrated by what I would call disturbed attention seekers, sometimes shameless attention seekers. The police and the FBI have very advanced methods whereby they can determine if something is real. And of course, the kidnappers should be able to provide something in the letter or content or attached to the letter to prove that they do, in fact, need to be taken seriously as the kidnapper.
So John, how do you even verify a ransom note as authentic?
So, you start off with proof of life. Okay. Can you show me a picture? Can you put the victim on the phone? Can you send us a recording if you don't want to get involved with the phone for obvious reasons? If not that, you can drill down to, I'm going to send you 3 questions. These are questions that only the victim would know. Who was your favorite puppy dog in the 4th grade? What was the thing you had for dinner the other night? And you try to test that kidnapper who's in the middle of a money demand and say, how can you prove 2 things to us? 1, that you're real, that you are the person who has or had her, and 2, that she's still alive. And
this is a very sad situation. I can't even imagine the emotional roller coaster that this family is going through. And then in a time like this, sadly, we live in a world of sin, where in a time like this that there are people who would make fake ransom notes. So you have to vet each note, make sure that, is this real? Vet each note. I wonder how many ransom notes these people have received. There are people who just simply do it just to be malicious, just to laugh about it. There are people who will do it to try to get some monetary gain. It is sad. It's actually, I think, an industry.
Tips on everything. Okay, you're TMZ, so you have tips coming in all the time. So when this one came in, and as you look at it now, was there anything about how it came in or anything about it, this letter, this ransom letter, that was unusual to you?
It felt like somebody means business. When you read it, it's very detailed. This person thought through, I believe, again, if it's legit, this person thought through the markers of showing that it's real. The Bitcoin address we checked immediately, and it's a real address. the FBI mentioned at the news conference today something that we had seen, where they mentioned the Apple Watch and the floodlight, and that was what really put my antenna up, and we immediately called the sheriff because that's what we could say to him, which is, here are these two items they're mentioning. Does this make you interested in it? I will say this, that they do mention an Apple Watch, as the FBI said, and they do mention the floodlight, the damaged floodlight. There is something else, and it is the placement of the Apple Watch, which has not come out. And if that placement is accurate, I'm sure that is something that puts this letter on the FBI's radar.
Oh, okay. So you're saying not just that there was an Apple Watch, which I am aware, was in that letter before any reporting, when you got the letter, before any reporting on the Apple Watch came out, right? So it wasn't as if they saw the reporting and put it in there. But you're saying it talked about a specific location. So if that turns out to be accurate, obviously, that says a lot. Right. Harvey, as you and I are sitting here,
and that's, look, we called the sheriff immediately and gave them the letter. And then a couple hours later, we got a call from the FBI, and they had a lot of questions about this. And I think that placement of the Apple Watch, if this is true, is something where they would immediately take this seriously.
So there was an Apple Watch discussed in the letter. And so I didn't even know. That's crazy that TMZ had received the ransom note, but it makes sense. This is how serious of an outlet that TMZ is. I know that during the 4 years of the Joe Biden presidency, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Places like TMZ were kind of labeled as, well, of course, they're left wing. Mainstream is mostly left wing, right? But this is a pretty serious news site to receive this ransom note. The fact that the people knew to pick TMZ says a lot. But it raises also a lot of questions for me too. Because I can imagine that TMZ gets a lot of mail about a lot of different things. How did the person know for sure TMZ would see their letter for sure and that they would take it seriously or whatever? Forget taking it seriously. Just even see the letter. That is pretty interesting to me. It's just very interesting to me. And if you guys like this clip, please don't forget to subscribe. I'd really like to actually start going live on the channel. I might be able to, I don't know, depending on how many subscribers I have. I haven't checked yet. So having to subscribe, it does help me with the channel and getting more of this out there, and hitting the like button, even though you don't like the clip. That's not why you hit the like button. It's to help the video move around, because this topic is, I'm gutted, and it's not me, but I'm gutted because I keep thinking of my own mom, and you can't help it, right? And we'll talk about that a little later, but you start to think of your own family.
To this that we don't know. What were those details that were in the latest communication? I mean, we have been waiting, hoping for proof of life. And we do understand from KOLD that the system, the server that accepts emails, which is how the communication was received to them, does not accept photos or videos. So it had to be a text message. Now, that is not to say it didn't include perhaps a URL that could take them to a video, but there is no indication that there has been proof of life. And what you do expect is that there were other details in there that made police go on these searches in different places. We know they have been at Nancy's daughter's Annie's house. We know they have been back at Nancy's house itself. There's more looking, I believe, in the desert. I mean, it looks as if they are on a search and recovery mission at this point, more than a search and rescue.
I'm not going to necessarily jump to that conclusion, though. I want to watch this video from the family.
Read your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message.
Okay, so I want to take back the part where I was saying that maybe, listen, I don't know anything, okay? And I'm a Christian. So my first thought is to pray that this lady comes home safe in one piece. Because what is the point of this? Like, and I just, there's just so much to say, and you can't fit it all into a 15-minute video, right? So we've received your message and we understand. And you see the sister is broken, right? Savannah's going to be a lot stronger to be able to send this message out on camera because obviously what she does every day. And you go into this mode, right? Savannah's probably not even shed a tear yet. This does not mean, now I didn't watch the last video, the full last videos, maybe she did there. This does not mean she doesn't care about her mom or something like that. No, it's just you go into this mode because you fall back to what you know. Okay, listen, let's organize the story. I have to investigate what's going on. You know, she's a reporter, you know, this is what she does. So, and she has to be the front face, and she knows she does. So this is what she's going to do, and she's going to do it the right way to honor her mom. She's going to do it. She's going to do her job as the front of this family, the face of the family, to get the messages out there and to make sure she's loud and clear, heard correctly, because she wants to do it in a way that she gets she gets her mom back, right? That's very important. But also, too, because she knows she's the only one who can do it. When Nancy Guthrie, the mother, which I'm not sure, is that the same Nancy? I don't know. I am so looking forward to seeing Trump family in jail. Okay, that's, you know, that's how she felt. I don't think it's a great thing to say, whatever. People are saying, looks like Nancy Guthrie wasn't such a nice, sweet granny. But that doesn't mean she deserves to go in somebody's cold cellar, you know, somebody's garage or whatever, and be tortured and God only knows what. I'm sorry, you know, why don't we just have it like, you know, we could have debated her on her position. We could debate. Why do people have to die? I don't know. I just don't think that anybody that I disagree with has to die. I don't know what makes him say this. I don't know. He says they're going to find Nancy Guthrie's body today. Now, this is today, February 8th. You know, people just come out and say things matter-of-factly. Maybe he knows somebody on the inside. I don't know. This person is actually a person. He's a personality. He's a content creator. He's known. Yeah, they're going to find Nancy Guthrie's body today, and it's going to be an inside job. It seems like everywhere they are searched. Oh, my God. Like, I wish the English just so happens to be families of home, be the family's home and vehicles. Yeah, that's the other thing. They have been searching the family's homes and things like that. And it could very well be somebody from inside the family, because then they would know her daily routine or something. Again, I don't know anything, and I just want to see her come back first, and maybe we could discuss that later. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I just wanted to break that part down, and we're still praying for the return of Nancy Guthrie to her family. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.